Well, here we are at Mid-Ohio, Lexington, for the Mini Anniversary Challenge Race, 26th to the 29th of June 2014. I'm driving my 1967 little classic Mini Cooper S 1275. This race is divided into 5 different categories, Group 5 being the fastest. You'll see cars with wide fenders and big wheels. Group 4 is the second fastest and modified. Group 3 is all steel cars with 10-inch wheels. Group 2, which is the group that I'm in, and Group 1. So here we are at the start. I'm actually following Don Racine of Mini Mania in front, number 61. There's my little yellow Mini Cooper there, number 5. There's the flag for the start of the race. And there we go, up the inside, passing cars. As you can see, there's no spectacle like mini racing. This reminds me of racing back in the 60s and 70s in Europe, where I competed in European Touring Car Championships. So we're just following the pack and trying to see where we can get sorted out and pass a few more cars. We've already passed 2 or 3. I was kind of surprised that I went past Don Racine in the Mini Mania car so easily, but maybe he just didn't have the determination that I had. Anyway, here's the leaders of the race. There's Joe Huff up there in the Huffka Mini, closely pursued by Nick Swift, who came over from England and put a very fast unit in a car. There I go in the little yellow car, and the little green and yellow car behind me is from St. Louis. He's a friend of mine. This is the whole pack streaming through one of the bends out on the course. And there's a Mini Marcus, and that's a 1966 Mini Marcus, and I do believe it has quite a racing history. I think I know of the car at Le Mans in 1966. Here we are going through some of the twisties, and very exciting. The car I really want to catch is that white car up in front with the black roof. He's in my group. I started 24th on the grid and 15th in my category, the Group 2 category. The Group 2 category is the biggest group. There were about 25, 26 cars in that category. So if I can finish halfway down the pack, I'll be pretty happy really with all these drivers, most of them young enough to be my grandchildren. Anyway, if you've never been to Lexington, Mid-Ohio, you can see what a wonderful track it is. Here we are, coming around the hairpin, a little bit of this and that, a little bit of sideways. That's the way you have to drive a Mini, and trying to keep up with the faster groups in front of me. Going down the back straight, which is quite long. My Mini was pretty competitive really. I build my engines so that they accelerate, not necessarily massive brake horsepower, but they accelerate. So because the cars, they all handle well. This is a very exciting part of the track. It's a right and then downhill, up and over this brow. As you can see, the car streaming through there, and it's a really very exciting track. I'd never been there before. Hence I didn't really qualify very high up on the grid, not our usual anyway. I think I was, as I said, about 15th on the grid in my class and 24th overall. There was 56 cars in this race, as I said, in the various different categories. So to finish about halfway, I'd be very pleased. Well, there's one of my competitors gone out. Some blue smoke coming from underneath the car. Here we are, the face of concentration, the right and left. Now we're coming on front straightaway, so look down at the gauges, make sure we've still got oil pressure, water temperature. Look in the mirror, but not for too long. Never concentrate looking in your mirror. Going through the fast right-hander at the end of the front straightaway. Again, probably just look in the mirror again. Is he still there? Look at the gauges. Yeah, we've got oil pressure, we've got temperature. Water temperature's okay. Shifting down to the right-hander at the hairpin at the top. Catching up some of the cars in front. Let's see if we can run with these guys. They've all got faster cars than me, but hey, that's racing, you know. If I can just hang with these guys, I'll be happy. Now what we really want to do is catch this purple car in front. It looks like we're pretty competitive. We're doing about the same lap times, I would imagine, but I seem to be easing up on him. And here's a great shot up and over. I don't know what it's called there. Deer's Leap, I'd call it, like Alton Park in England. Anyway, there we are, catching the little purple car again. And let's see if we can't make some time on it. Okay, we're catching up to some slower cars here, lapping some cars. Again, concentration. We're easing up on these two cars in front. Seem to be a little bit quicker in the bends. He's got about the same power as I have down the straight. Yeah, well, I think we'll catch him eventually. He went a bit wide there. I got a better line through there, so I made up a fraction of a second. What we've got to do is get up behind him and feel the draft, you know, the slipstream as we call it in England, we call it drafting in America. Yeah, he went wide there. And I'll tell you why he went wide. He's looking in his mirror at me, as I teach my students when we're at the track. Don't keep fixating on the mirror, looking at people behind you, because you will make mistakes. You'll miss gears, you'll miss apexes. If we can just ease up on him, which we are slightly now, and get in the slipstream. Incidentally, that stuff on the track is oil dry that was put down before the race. So we're coming again to Deer's Leap. This is a good shot of us coming up and over the blind spot. We seem to be easing up on him here. Maybe we can get him this time. Definitely made up some time on him. This part of the track I found weird, because there's a bump right about there that the car, you see the camera shake, unsettles the car. So we're now in his draft, and if I can just ease up on the inside, maybe, no, not this time. Anyway, I can feel the effect of him pulling me along. So let's see if we can try it again. Here we go. Come on, put your brakes on, There goes his brakes. Well, sorry mate, but that's racing. Yeah, okay. So, look in the mirror, he's still there, but I don't think he's going to get past me. Although a Mini is only 10 foot long, you know, when you put it sideways in a bend, it's now 20 foot long. And it's real hard to get past a Mini when it's going sideways. Good shots here. Ben Cecil from SVRA did all the raw footage here and very kindly supplied it to us, and we edited it into this piece. He did a great job with this video. So we seem to have gained a place here. We're coming up behind some slower cars that we're going to lap. Trying to get our apexes every time, hitting the same marks every lap. There's a Group 4 car coming up behind me. See those great big flared fenders and wheels? That's the difference, you know. I mean, okay, it's a Mini, but not a true Mini in the sense of the word, I don't feel anyway. But my car is an all steel, genuine vintage race car. There's no fiberglass or aluminum in it whatsoever. The only thing that's aluminum in this car is the driver's race suit. But Vince's Group 4 car is not that much quicker than my little Group 2 car. In fact, I would expect him to pull away even more than what he is pulling away down the straight. Of course, the concertina effect will catch him up when we come to the bends, but then he can get on the power quicker than I can on the exit, so away he goes. We seem to be catching some back markers again, probably Group 1 cars who are not so highly modified. Yeah, there he goes. We went past him quite safely. Remember, it's always the passing car that has the responsibility to make a clean, effective pass. There we go again. Yeah, he's still with me. Catching someone's one thing, passing is another. We was lucky enough to be able to get by him, but I'm sure he won't get back past me. Getting at markers again every time. This is a great track. It's the first time I've ever been here, as I said, and I tell you what, I want to come here again. In fact, I'm already making plans to come back in 2015 and race there again. SPRA does a great job of putting on vintage races. Ooh, we're coming up a gaggle of back markers again. There's the little Mini Marcos, the 1966 Mini Marcos. As I said, I think I remember the car from 66 at Le Mans. We're catching a Group 4 car here that I think must have a problem. Can we get on the inside? No, we don't want to frighten the life out of him. He went wide, he left the door open for me, thank you. I think we can get these two cars on the run up to the hairpin. Come on, put your brakes on, put your brakes on. Okay, I think this is my corner. Yes, sir. And around we go. Okay, I think we're about halfway through this race. Over the oil dry again, down the middle of the track, so keep off of that. I've not been counting the laps, but you know what, when you're having fun, time flies by. There we are again, he's still with me. It's good little driver. Yeah, I think we can get on the inside of that car. Yeah, we can get past him. Thank you for giving us the room. You know, in vintage racing, it's a gentleman and ladies sport. You know, we race hard, but we race fair. You know, the object isn't to win at any cost. The object is to have fun racing and be safe. I teach a lot of race car drivers, and we put drivers that want to go vintage racing through into the various categories, SPRA, HSR, VDCA, etc. I instruct drivers that want to start racing. We also build cars for people that want to race, Mini Coopers, midgets, Bridgets, Spitfires. Here we go, past another guy. Look down at the mirrors. Oil pressure's good, water's good. Okay. Concentrate now on back on the track. Always set yourself certain areas of the track where you know it's going to be safer. So take your eyes off the track and look at your gauges. Great shot Ben Sissel's got here of us coming out around and up and over. 61A staying with me. As I say, I really don't think he's going to get back by. Well, there's the checkered tag. Thank you for keeping us safe. To the corner workers. At this point, I'd really like to thank all the people that contributed to get me to this race, and indeed all the races I do. First of all, Mini Mania, Don Racine at Mini Mania for parts. They supply the parts that I need, most of them, and technical support and advice. Jeff Spear at Hoosier Tyres for Hoosier race tyres on my little 10-inch wheels. Waving to the corner workers again, thank you. You always acknowledge the corner workers because they're keeping you safe. The Brosnahan family clan, dear friends that supply motorhome and food and drinks for the team to keep us hydrated and keep us fed. Anyway, my teammates at Zapata Racing from Tennessee, Carl George and all the other guys, none of them race minis, they all race various different cars, British cars mostly. Midlands Motorworks in Colombia for keeping us on the track, keeping the tow vehicles going and doing all the heavy wrenching. Well, that's the end of the race. I hope you enjoyed racing with me. In fact, we finished 15th overall out of 56 entries, and we were 5th in the class. Not bad for a 75-year-old. And of course, my dear wife and Sherry, my dog, without their support, this just wouldn't happen.